Hello, everyone, and welcome. As a bilingual teacher, I'm really excited to walk you through this today. We're going to dive into this powerful idea of what it really means to find a center for our lives, and we'll be using this amazing dual language text to do it. It's going to help us unlock some really deep truths. Okay, let's jump right in.
So let's start with a big one. A question to kind of keep in the back of your mind as we go through this. In English, we ask, who or what sits on the throne of your life? And in Chinese, it's put this way, 谁或什么坐在你生命的宝座上? You know, no matter how you say it, the question is the same. What is truly running the show in your life? Who or what is calling the shots?
Okay, so to start answering that, our journey begins with an idea that might just challenge what you'd expect. Our first section is called The Surprising Throne, or in Chinese, 一个令人惊讶的宝座. And the surprise is all about who we actually find sitting there.
You know, a lot of times when we think of a God on a throne, it can feel a little intimidating. On the left, you see that typical picture, a distant, judging God. The Chinese describes it as 高高在上, which means like way up high and lifted up, far away. But now look at the right side. The text completely flips this. It presents the redeeming Lamb God. And here's the key. God and the Lamb share one throne. This means the ultimate power in the universe isn't just about judgment, it's about redemption. It's about bringing things close.
And this brings us to this incredible term, the Lamb God. In Chinese, that's Gao Yangshen. And this is so much more than just a name. It's a total paradigm shift. The one on the throne isn't some ruler you have to be afraid of. He's both God, the ultimate power, and the Lamb, the one who represents sacrifice and gentleness. This changes absolutely everything. It means his authority isn't designed to keep us at a distance. It's meant to bring love and grace right into our lives.
And this image just captures that result perfectly. I mean, you don't usually picture a river flowing out of a throne, right? But the whole point of this throne isn't to issue strict rules. From the seat of this Lamb God flows life itself. The text calls it our daily supply and satisfaction. It's an authority that doesn't just rule, it actually nourishes.
So if that's the what, the nature of this throne, the next question is, how do we make that real? Well, section 2 is all about that. It shows us how this powerful idea can become a center for your life, or as it says in Chinese, 你生活的中心.
So the source material asks us to do a little self-check here across these 5 big areas of our lives: our day-to-day stuff, our family, our marriage, our job, and our community or church life. Just take a second and think, in each of those, who or what is really on the throne? Is it my own ambition? Is it my worries, my habits? Or is it this Lamb God that we're talking about?
So how do we actually make that shift? Well, the text gives us a really simple but powerful tool. A 4-step morning prayer that kind of works like a reset button for your whole day. It's a conscious choice. First, just say thank you. Second, I accept you as Lord for today. Third, I submit to your authority. And then, and this is the most important part, please establish your throne right in the center of me. It's just a simple realignment to get your day started right.
And what's the result of flipping that switch every morning? Well, remember that river of life flowing from the throne? The text says that when we consciously submit to his headship, we're the ones who open up that flow of living water inside of us. Our small daily choice connects us directly to that amazing, life-giving supply.
And that brings us to our final section, which describes this profound transformation that happens when the Lamb God is truly at our center. And it has a fascinating title, From Fire to Rainbow. It might sound a little strange, but stick with me and let's see what it's all about.
The highest goal of this whole journey is described with this beautiful metaphor, a clear sky. In Chinese, it's Qingming de Tian. Just think about that feeling. A clear sky is open, it's bright, there's nothing in the way. And spiritually, that's exactly what it means, having a clear conscience. No clouds of guilt or resentment blocking our connection to God or to other people. It's a state of being totally, transparently open.
But how do we get to that clear sky? Well, the text pulls a vision from the book of Ezekiel to explain it, and it shows 2 sides of the Lamb God. From the waist up, Yo Ishan, his nature is like glowing amber, which stands for grace and glory. But from the waist down, Yo Ika, his action is like a searching fire. Now this fire isn't for punishment. Its whole purpose is to find and consume all the negative stuff inside of us. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Fire sounds pretty intense, right? But the crucial point here isn't to be afraid of it. In fact, the source tells us to accept this holy burning. And why would we do that? Because it's not about destruction, it's about purification. It's a fire that burns away all the things that create those clouds in our sky, things like pride or jealousy, so that what's left behind is a true reflection of his shining image.
So after that fire has done its purifying work, what's the result? What's left? A rainbow. In Chinese, just one character, Heng. And in so many cultures, a rainbow is a symbol of promise, of faithfulness. The idea here is that our lives, after they've been refined by this process, become this beautiful testimony to God's character. They become a living promise.
The text even breaks down the colors for us. Red represents God's holiness, yellow is for his glory, and blue for his righteousness. And the amazing thing is that through this whole process, these divine qualities aren't something distant from us anymore. They become these beautiful qualities that can be reflected in our own lives, in our own character.
So we've really come full circle, haven't we? We started by asking, who's on the throne of our life? We saw how putting the Lamb God there leads to a flow of life, a process of purification by fire, and in the end, this beautiful result of a rainbow. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What would it look like for your life to become a rainbow? What's one small step you could take today to let that light start to shine through? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.